A damning report has been released detailing how Tasmanian authorities failed a 12-year-old girl who was prostituted while under state care. The independent report reveals that government agencies were aware of the girl and her dire family life more than 2 years before she was sold for sex. The minister responsible admits it's a case of systemic failure and she's facing calls for her resignation.
A year after the shocking revelation, a 12-year-old girl was sold for sex, the Tasmanian government has released an independent report into how it happened. In September last year, it was recommended the girl be removed from a child protection order. On the same day, she was being pimped.
This is systemic failure. Police, education and child protection were all aware that there were issues around this child and failed to act appropriately.
The Commissioner for Children's original 61-page report has been pared down to 14 pages, deemed suitable for public consumption. The report found Child Protection became aware of the girl when she was 9, and risks that were identified very early. They included amphetamine use in her home was overlooked, persistent cannabis use was not regarded as illicit, and threatening external relationships were overlooked. The girl's mother and Gary Devine are each serving 10-year jail sentences for selling her. The report found police were aware of Devine's past history with other teenage girls.
There is no system in the known world that will ever be able to say, we can guarantee this will never happen again.
More than half of Paul Mason's recommendations have been partly or totally rejected by the government. They include criminalising the buying of sex, and a commission of inquiry to review a decision not to prosecute men who slept with the girl. Mr Mason also wants Tasmania to consider a voluntary system for Centrelink payments to be quarantined. He says beyond the prostitution, the girl's circumstances are all too common.
Across Australia there'd be tens of thousands of children living in families who have very low incomes, who have parents with addictive habits.
The state opposition believes the minister should resign or be sacked.
Government systems failed, the minister has failed. The responsibility stops with the minister and she should resign.
One person whose job isn't on the line is the child protection worker who dealt with the case. She still works with the agency.
We can't afford to lose child protection workers in this state any more than we can afford to lose foster carers.
The minister says she's been advised the girl is now doing well, attending school with a part-time job, and wants to forget the past and get on with her life. Simon Fraser, ABC News.
And police are investigating whether the man jailed for selling the 12-year-old for sex has fathered a child with her 15-year-old sister. Detective Inspector David Plumpton says the teenager has a 2-month-old boy and says Gary Devine is the father. Police are waiting for the baby's DNA test.